Hi there guys, this is my first reaction video, so please go easy on me. I'm going to give my thoughts on the new trailer and break things down scene by scene, so let's get started. The first big thing we see is a lot of malice, along with it latching on to Link's arm. Then we see Ganondorf, up and active. Apparently when the arm was removed from him in the last trailer, his body quickly recovered despite being dormant for thousands of years. We then see Zelda falling into darkness. This scene seems very familiar to the previous trailer where we see Link reaching out for something below him. It could be that he was trying to catch Zelda and would have been dragged down with her, but then the Zonai hand saved him. Next up is a great scene with some amazing music. I really hope this game has music like this throughout it, and not the broken piano music used in Breath of the Wild. We then see Link falling through the sky in a similar manner to what we saw in Skyward Sword. It looks like there's going to be a lot of focus on sky travel here, and I'm perfectly open to that. It makes sense why they were pushing Skyward Sword for a remake now, though the game needed it in general. On the landmass he is falling towards, we can see a lot of trees, some buildings, and maybe a walking path. The next scene shows what looks to be a floating temple or something, along with a few more sky islands. I'm really getting the impression that this is the sky dimension, and not just really high above Hyrule. I might do a video on the sky dimension later. With Link running through this field, we can really see how gorgeous this game is going to be. I'm pretty sure this is running on next-gen hardware, but we can hope that it looks this good on the Switch Pro. This being a tech demo though, it might just be running on really high-end computers. The symbol on Link's shield is very interesting. It makes me think it could be a Sheikah Eye offshoot of the Zonai, something I'll be talking about in my upcoming video. Link's appearance is very interesting indeed, at least in this part of the game. He is wearing what looks to be a almost Greek-inspired outfit. Half of his chest is exposed, allowing us to see his full arm. We can see that it is darkened, perhaps corrupted by malice. If his sword arm got corrupted by malice, it would make sense why he is not using the Master Sword. The Zonai arm appears to be on him, and if we look further down on his torso, we can see marks. Maybe it is scars from the malice, or it could be markings like we see on the barbarian armor. I'm leaning towards malice scars. It reminds me a bit of Princess Mononoke. Oh, and his hair is loose and blowing in the wind now. Normally it is pulled back into a ponytail. The inclusion of the green sash on him when he is falling really makes me feel like this is a stronger connection to the typical hero colors. The color green typically relates to the courage trait of the hero, and is often connected to the Triforce of Courage, something that I hope is brought up in this game. It would be cool if Link had to go on some big Zonai quest in order to get that relic. There is a brief robot scene, seemingly powered by green spiritual energy. I don't think this is a hostile creature. The eggs up on top look real interesting to me as they remind me of the scale things we see on Demise, but I doubt it is related to him in any way. The Bokoblin camp on the stone talus is pretty cute. That's about all I have to say about it. This scene happens on the surface of Hyrule, which makes me wonder if it is going to be happening very early game. He is using a normal sword and shield, a bit odd. Death Mountain is in the background too, but it looks dormant. Next is a close-up of the Zonai arm, probably when it is being applied to Link. This scene is interesting because he appears to be laying down, and maybe stripped to his Sheikah tights again. Perhaps this is happening later in the game when his arm will be purified. I'll have to think on that. Here we see a new stasis power, notably done with his new arm. No Sheikah slate involved. In fact, it doesn't appear at all throughout this entire trailer. It makes me wonder if this is a Zonai variant of the stasis rune. Next we see him fighting with a worm thing using a flamethrower. I hope that this is a sign of a return of dungeon items, but I have a feeling it is just a consumable new weapon. I like the green flashes of energy in the mouth though. Maybe it will be connected to the Zonai technology. I don't know if this water is connected to the next power we see, but Link seems able to go up and swim through matter. That's neat, I guess. I hope he can dive down into water like everybody has been asking for. I'm really hoping this building thing isn't going to be one of the 120 Zonai shrines. Please Nintendo, no. The view is nice though. Next up we see Hyrule Castle rising into the sky. You can see it glowing with red light. I don't think that this energy we see is malice, but just straight up energy from Ganondorf, perhaps using the Triforce of Power. I think he is still in possession of it, and for some reason or another, it cannot be separated from him. I'm working on a bit of a theory about that. The music that plays here is Zelda's lullaby, but it is using traditional Japanese instruments, which is why it sounds reminiscent of the melody that plays when the dragons are near. I have a feeling that the Zonai are going to take heavy inspiration from Shintoism. That would make sense since the Kakariko Sheikah are very much based on Japanese culture, and the Yiga clan are literally ninjas. Release date 2022, hopefully a year from now, but I think it will be tied to the launch of the new Switch Pro, possibly an exclusive to the new console. Well, thank you for joining me guys on this quick overview. A like and subscribe are always appreciated. My next few theories will probably involve this trailer quite a bit, so stay tuned.